Okay, guys, welcome back to the Beggars Canyon Boys, episode 37.
Whoa,
Yeah, can you believe it?
that's getting hard to believe. We're about to reach our 40s.
I know, and then we'll be old men.
Mm-hmm. We'll be talking about the good old days of episode 1 and 2, but really episode 3 and 4. A little confusing there because
What are you saying? It was a little confusing.
I think they understood, but I can explain it for you.
Okay, yeah, I'm a little slow, so
I was saying we will be reminiscing about our podcast episodes 1 and 2, where we were watching episodes 3 and 4 of Star Wars.
episodes 4 and 5.
Yes, sorry, you're right.
Actually, episode 4 and then episode 4 Aftermath and then Holiday Special.
Okay, I know that obviously, but I wasn't gonna... I've already explained it too much now.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry.
Can we start? Whatever, fine,
No,
keep it.
we're not going to start over.
No, I'll do it. Yeah, fine.
Because people need to know what it's really like.
Okay.
The stuff I put up with.
What's it really like for you, huh? How do you feel?
I feel like I'm in a nightmare.
Wow. Yikes.
Nah, that's not true.
Yeah, dude, we're in a lackadaisical dream of Star Wars.
Yeah,
Think of all the content we've consumed.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Do you dream of Star Wars yet?
Yet? I mean, my whole life. Yeah. Today we're talking about episodes 11 through 14 of season 1 of the Clone Wars. We're officially into 2009 now.
Wow.
These went January 2nd, 2009 to January 23rd, 2009. And
yeah, I was like sentient and doing things in my own life at the time while these were coming out.
I was watching these.
Wow.
Yeah. 10 years old. What was that? 5th grade? I think I was in 5th grade.
You're like, Mom, please let me stay up and watch the Gungan General, please.
Yeah. No, I would... do you remember when you would like record stuff on the cable box?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this would always, you could like record the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have this and Adventure Time were the ones I recorded and watched every single episode.
I heard that show gets like pretty lore heavy. Is that
Adventure
true?
Time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. Really cool show. In conjunction with this show, it started maybe like a year after Clone Wars. But I think both shows age up with their audience because, like, in Adventure Time, the main character, Finn, is, like, 12 when the show starts, and I was 12 when the show started.
Mm-hmm.
And the first season of the show is very much, like, Cartoon Network, like, farts and screaming and that kind of stuff. And then as it goes on, it's, like, starting to be like life lessons and like growing up and turns into a full like elaborated world and everything. And he's like the same age as me the whole time.
Yeah.
And they do, most cartoons, they stay the same age forever, but he will every few years be like, I'm like 16 or whatever. And I'll be like, whoa, I'm 16.
That is cool. And you know what? That is a show I've tried to get into a couple of times, and maybe that's the issue. I always start with season 1, and then I'm like, man, people say great things about this.
Yeah.
And like, I don't dislike it, but I'm like, this is just kind of like a normal cartoon right now, like with those normal goofs and gaffs, and I'm not necessarily looking for that, Like I want
sure.
So something a little more. So maybe I just need to start further. But that feels like I would be missing things then.
Yeah, you kind of gotta have that stuff to really appreciate the later stuff.
So it feels like homework to get into it. But I've seen like clips and stuff later on that like look really interesting to me.
It's weird. It gets super weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool. Yeah, I like it a lot.
But, to tie everything back into Star Wars, also connecting it with another cartoon where the characters also, I believe, age. I only watched this when I was younger, but I think it is still around and they're getting older. I don't know. But Phineas and Ferb.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I saw the other day on some streaming platform I was browsing, they have like a Star Wars parody or something
Yeah,
too,
they
like akin
do.
to the
Yeah.
Robot Chicken thing or something.
I've
Or
never seen it,
oh,
but
okay.
maybe we should check it out for the
Yeah.
show. I used to love Phineas and Ferb.
Me too. I
Um,
loved all the music and stuff from
yeah,
like the original seasons of it. And it had like Vader on the cover. That's why I was like, I instantly noticed this. I was like, man,
yeah. I
cool
think
looking
like Darth
Vader.
Maul's in it too, or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah, could be fun.
Well, we got 2 more Family Guys and 2 more Robot Chickens to watch.
Oh
too.
wow, okay.
Man, honestly, I need to look at when those came out. We may have already passed those.
Oh, those Robot Chickens and Family Guys?
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
at least one of them.
You said none of them do the prequels though, right?
No, well, the Robot Chicken one has prequel stuff. in it.
Okay. But the plot wise of the Family Guy ones, they don't touch.
No, that's just the 3 originals.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, but thanks for reminding me because I got to look at when those came out because I got to force you to watch those.
Hey, yeah.
Um,
Wasn't a fan of the first Family Guy one, but you know, I was also lukewarm on the first Star Wars when we watched it. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Who
true,
knows? Maybe
true.
it'll have the same effect.
the Family Guy one, I'll stand by it making me laugh out loud multiple times, even though a lot of it is not funny. You got any business up top before getting into the episodes?
It's always business with you. It's never. This podcast is personal and passion for me, so it's personal and passion.
Any fun personal passions to talk about before we get into the episodes?
I showed my niece. I told you this. Grievous, his first appearance, and then she wanted to see him die, so I showed her his death.
Okay. Violent moments to show your niece.
Yeah, she really liked it. Oh, that's not the first thing I showed her. The first thing I showed her was Anakin versus Ventress, actually.
Yeah,
And then she wanted to see more, so I showed her Grievous.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm glad she wanted to see more after
Mhm.
seeing it. That's exciting.
She really liked Anakin versus Ventress.
Well, how can you not?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like,
I go back and watch that often.
yeah, it's incredible. As soon as you're old enough to like comprehend that you're looking at something, I feel like that would be appealing to like any age.
Yeah, true.
That's cool though. I'm glad she liked it, even though that's kind of spoiler.
Yeah, I know, but again, she won't remember that stuff.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Um,
Oh, and I gave each of my nieces and my nephew some of the Star Wars Unlimited ship cards,
nice.
and I told them when they're 18 they can turn it in to get the real ship.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, you know, they'll stop believing that well before it matters.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
The 10-year-old maybe didn't believe it as much.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I could tell within her eyes there was like a little bit of hope, perhaps, that if she really does go to Coruscant, which she didn't ask where that is, she can turn it in.
Well,
I should have said Alderaan.
we'd all like to get there someday.
Yeah. Hey,
Visit Coruscant.
that'd be amazing.
I'd like to visit Alderaan pre-explosion. You know, it looks
Yeah.
like a beautiful place.
Probably, yeah, not much to visit post-explosion.
No,
Yeah.
no.
But it'd be cool. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. That's a terrible tourism idea. Never mind.
Yeah. What, to monetize the
No.
absolute massacre of an entire population?
Honestly, yeah, kind of. Even worse. I was gonna say if I had the Death Star and I wanted to be like really capitalistic about it, I would sell tickets to watch the destruction of an entire planet. You know.
Yeah. Well, they didn't get to destroy another one before the Death Star got blown up.
True. And they could have started like saying, "Hey, if you have a beef with another planet, like whoever's the highest bidder, we will destroy the other planet for you." So that's
True.
like kind of a good funding method they never utilized.
Well, they didn't really have time to put the Death Star into full use.
Yeah, all these excuses for the Sith.
Yeah. Well, Tarkin had big plans. He wanted that thing to be the ultimate symbol of the galaxy, and it was for, a couple days.
Have we touched anything about how they financed that? I feel like we have.
Yeah, in Attack of the Clones, that whole separatist council that like Dooku is with, and they like are looking at like the Death Star plans, and they're all talking about like raising funding and stuff.
Okay.
For that.
All right.
So briefly, but-
Seems like it'd be super, super expensive. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's why a lot of people have an issue with the second Death Star, because there's so much information about the funding and the building of the first one, and it took like 20 years for them to build it, and then 2 movies later you just have another one without all of that.
That's
So
fair, but the being built Death Star looks pretty amazing.
oh, it's so cool looking.
Yeah. By the way, also top of mind, it keeps showing up on my For You page. Have you seen the Lego Death Star people have been talking about?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of it, or are you on the I hate it boat?
I don't think I hate it, but it does look kind of dumb, I think. I much prefer like the one that came out 15 years ago or whatever, that is like actually a sphere but has all the cross sections in it still.
Yeah.
But I understand why they would do that for like a display scenario rather than like a toy to play with.
Sure. Okay. I won't get you one then. If you don't want it.
It's like $1,000.
Nope, that's it. That was a one-time offer. You said no.
Okay.
It's gonna be a great gift. Nice little viral podcast moment here too. But
Well,
it's okay.
speaking of viral moments and gifts, I received a letter from my mother in the mail while you were gone, and it said, "I just found these from our 2008 trip to Washington, D.C., and it made me think of you and Ryan." And if you remember, the trip to Washington, D.C. was where I watched the Clone Wars movie at the theater with my whole family. And I'm assuming, if she was mentioning you in there too, that these gifts have to be Star Wars related.
Wow.
I've not opened them.
Do you think it's that poster you were talking about that misled you so?
I that would be cool, but I'm assuming they're some kind of cards.
Wow.
Because there you go. There's one for each of us. My mom sent me these.
That was so nice of her.
Yeah, I know. Really, really nice of her.
I didn't know she knew I existed even.
Shout out to Mom. No, she knows. She knows everything about you.
Okay. Well, hey, you know what? I'm happy with that. I'm a good person and I'm a good friend to your son. Yeah, I don't know if she wants.
She probably not gonna listen to this, but thank you anyway, Mom. Let's open these up. Oh
wow.
Oh shit! Oh my God! It is. It actually is.
Oh wow!
It actually is the poster I was talking about. Holy shit! This is like this. Build the Red Clone Army, and this is giving me a little like
God.
nostalgia PTSD right now.
That kid looks like he's having. That looks so fun. I'm like jealous of the kid.
Look at these fucking toys. Bro.
Yeah, those are awesome.
These rock.
Man, even the Roger bot's like so cool to me.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Grievous looks amazing.
I had that Grievous toy.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'd break that thing so quickly.
I had the Grievous and I had the Jet Trooper. All right, I'll show it to the camera.
Wow, wait, so were these from Target?
I guess so. Just promotional things for the movie. Little hologram there. Clone Army. Build the Red Army. Then on this side, we've got character posters. And this is what I was talking about that had Plo Koon and Kit Fisto on it. And I'm like, holy shit, these guys are in the damn movie.
Dude, this is awesome. This is really cool. Also, this is a small thing, but I love the graphic design detail of how the lightsabers are like protruding out from their little circles or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude! You should have known what you were getting in for. They put Zero and Rhoda.
Yeah, they did. Zero, Rhoda, yeah. Even Commander Fox got a...
Wait, Luminara was in the movie?
Maybe in like the opening montage for like a half second.
Okay.
Or there was like one scene in like Palpatine's office where like Luminara, Yoda, and Mace Windu are hanging out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Mom. That was a big blast from the past. I absolutely forgot that this was kind of the format the poster was in, but this gave me, wow, a crazy flashback to sitting in a restaurant in the National Mall and staring over this and begging them, can we please go see the movie?
Ah, that is very cool. I get it, man. This advertisement is, it would hook me too.
And yeah, wanting to get these toys immediately.
Yeah.
I had a Clone Trooper helmet too.
I love all the little character figures. Like, I love that R2-D2. I want all the little
Yeah.
figures.
Bro, I mean, Star Wars action figures are pretty consistently good. Not all the time, but. Yeah.
Ooh, enter Sky Guy at target.com/Clone Wars to help build the ranks of the Red Clone Army and reveal exclusive Clone Wars content.
You think that's still available?
Dude, we get exclusive content. What could that be?
I don't know, like little behind the scenes clips or something.
Like Captain Rex having a casual water station conversation.
Yeah. That's fun stuff when they do that with animated things.
Yeah.
They do that in the, the Bounty Hunter game with Jango Fett.
Mm-hmm.
They do that there, like in the bonus videos. It's like fake behind the scenes of like Jango Fett, like doing a line read and then being like, "Oh, like, can I take that again?"
Oh,
like
that'd be weird for me.
it is weird.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, but it's strange.
Yeah. They would be like, okay, Star Wars is... It's like Family Guy, actually. I think we've talked about this maybe. They do that every once in a while.
Yeah, where
Where
they
it's-
acknowledge that they're like on a show.
Yeah. And then they're like actors within their cartoon universe who like have real lives.
But they play themselves
Yeah.
on the show still. Yeah, very strange. I know, that always kind of like breaks it for me. But
I think we talked about this early on with something with C-3PO too, in one of like the behind the scenes
yes,
specials we watched.
yes.
Because like C-3PO is referring to himself as an actor in the
Yeah,
movie.
like an actor played, like Anthony Daniels played me in the
Yeah.
movie. And it was like, but he's playing you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, very strange.
Weird.
Well, that's cool. Thank you, Mom. Wow. That was a big little shock to the system for
Yeah.
me.
And can I commend you on your patience of waiting to open that? I don't know when she sent that, but I was gone for 2 weeks, so.
It was pretty much like the day that you left.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But
You weren't shaking it, listening, seeing what was in there.
I was like, no, we'll wait. But I also had to restrain myself from mentioning it to you at all because I was like, well, it'll just be a surprise for the episode. Well, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, very fun.
Well, should we get into the episodes for today then?
Nah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it, as always. Okay, so we watched 4 episodes today. 2 little 2-parters. We've got Dooku captured into the Gungan General.
Nice.
Then we've got Jedi crash into Defenders of Peace.
A lot of crashing in these episodes, so that could sort of be the thematic through line for them all.
Yeah, you're right. So we've got directed the first episode, Dooku captured, directed by Jesse Yeh, Yeh.
Okay.
He also did the Bombad Jedi episode.
Mm.
And it's written by Julie Siege, who will do some more episodes, but nothing we've seen from her so far. This episode is kind of important because it introduces a big character, Hondo Onaka, the leader of the Weequay Pirates.
Yeah.
And he's voiced by Jim Cummings, who's a pretty legendary voice actor, most famous for Winnie the Pooh. In Winnie the Pooh.
I wasn't a big Winnie kitty, so.
Oh, I was. But yeah. So, as the title implies, this episode, Dooku Captured, is where Count Dooku gets captured by these Weequay pirates, and they hold him for ransom. And I would say the pacing of all 4 of these episodes is kind of strange because they really do feel like you kind of just need to put them together, and then that's like the proper pacing of like a full like 45-minute episode of TV rather than each of them working as an individual episode, because the first 2 parts of these both kind of just end, and you'll be like 3/4 of the way through the episode and it's like, okay, like this, we're still like like doing exposition-y things and stuff. Like, I don't know, kind of weird.
I
But
think it is this first Dooku captured episode that literally ends with I think it's Obi-Wan and Anakin just like having a beer. Is it this one or
yep,
is it the next
yep.
one? Yeah, and they just like clink their glasses together, and the episode ends, and it was so abrupt that I thought my like app broke. I was like, oh shit, what? How do I get back? And then it was just like, no, next episode. I was like, oh, okay.
And it's not too big of a deal when you're streaming it, but I do remember like multiple times watching the Clone Wars as it was coming out, being like, okay, well, I mean, that was it for the week.
Yeah.
Like, but well, I guess we can talk about both of these episodes together because it really is just part 1 and 2 of the same story. But real quick, the second one is the Gungan General, directed by Justin Ridge, who did the Rookies episode, where we were introduced to Heavy and Echo and Fives.
Yeah.
And then the writer is, Julie Siege of the other. She wrote the same one. And then in this one,
Dark stuff, Julie. Sick dark stuff in that one.
Yeah. Cool Dooku ending in the second episode when he escapes.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's the ending of the episode?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we have in this one Jar Jar Binks, voiced by Phil Lamar, who in Clone Wars also does Kit Fisto and Bail Organa, but he's most famous for being Samurai Jack.
So, wow. Okay, the overlap.
Little Tarkovsky connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were saying before that you liked these ones in general?
Yeah, the first two I had fun with. The second, I do agree, were like kind of boring. Starting to lose my interest a little. And also, like, I don't know how deeply we should be analyzing, like, thesis behind some of these episodes, but the, like, idea of that village and the way it's like the way, and I'm hopping forward, but the way they critiqued like the Jedis for how they operate, I was like, okay, this is interesting and fair. But then like he had a terrible system for which like his beliefs were like he was like so stuck to his traditionalism that he was willing to let everyone die for it, despite everyone thinking that was wrong.
You're talking about the, what are they called?
They're like lemur people.
Yeah.
I don't know like what they're...
The Lermans.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So they're literally lemur people.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But they're like Scottish.
Yeah, I know. I wrote that too. And I was like, I think they're Scottish, but I can't really... It's like almost not Scottish.
Right.
They kind of did find an accent that, like, it's a unique thing. But again, it's a little Scottish.
Yeah. I think it's kind of weird how they do that in both of these two-parters to make you separate it from reality, where like the aesthetics of those lemur people are not close to Scottish things at all, but their voices are. So then you're like, okay, well, I can't quite like map this onto any real thing.
Yeah.
Which is maybe a good thing.
The other guys, like the pirates or whatever, were just like Spanish, right?
Yeah, but then like the music that was playing at their party and stuff was almost like Moroccan or Indian or something like that. And
yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But okay, so I agree with you about that guy's politics, the leader of the Lermans.
Yeah.
But these first two episodes, I don't know. We can break it down as much as you want to, but what did you think about Hondo Onaka as a character? Because he is, for whatever reason, gonna be in a lot of episodes.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, I mean, he's not interesting. I got like kind of a Talon Card-esque vibe from him. It like was flashing me back to Talon Card, different situation, but like trying to deal with having like captives and playing both sides to some degree. Except Talon Card situation was more like just trying to save his own hide, I guess, in that situation. But I was like, oh, okay, this is that character's at least smart enough to say, no, let's not turn him over to the Sith for the reward. Like, they're just gonna kill us. Like, that's
Yeah.
what they do. Like, which is great because that's happened like a few times now where someone like tries to like, sorry Jedi, we have to do the deal with the Sith, and then the Sith are like, oh, what deal? And like take what they want. And
Yeah.
just so I'm glad word's getting around.
Yeah, and he's smart enough to know that like the Republic won't do business like that. Like they're not just gonna come down and like bomb his establishment or
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, that's a good
So I
point.
appreciated that from him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he's not dumb. That's nice to see.
Yeah, he's pretty smart. And I like how at the very end, when Obi-Wan and Anakin are leaving, he's like, what, you're not gonna like attack us? And Obi-Wan's like, no, like we have no problem with you now. We you know, we don't seek revenge. So
Cold little threat there, or not threat really, but with the but Count Dooku knows where you live now.
yeah. But you can see in Hondo, he's like, maybe I respect these Jedi guys a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, maybe he's not so bad.
That was very cool of the Jedi. I was like, damn.
That's like Obi-Wan, that you're a good Jedi, Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so
sorry, I forget which episode it is, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. Bad Jedi moment is when Anakin is straight up like drop Dooku when they're like all hanging off the ledge.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan saves Dooku after he gets separated from like falling.
Just drop him.
Yeah.
It's
like as he's already caught, basically, he's still screaming like, "Drop Dooku!" Just
he's too heavy. And they're trying to pull up. Yeah. There's some things like that frustrate me where it's like, well, guys, like, can't we just like use the Force right now and like float him over the ledge or something? Like, we have to worry about like our weight and everything.
And we do get powerful Force use in this.
Yes,
so that is, you know.
There are a few moments like that in these episodes where it's like, it doesn't quite make sense. But so the first episode starts with Anakin being captured as like bait on one of Dooku's ships, and then, this is why
dumb.
I think this whole thing is kind of just sloppy and like very childish. And like I get it, it's like a kids show, and some of the episodes are childish, but they seem to have, at their best, not all the episodes we've watched so far, but the best ones have had like pretty solid like in-universe logic to them, and like the placement of where people are and what the plan is like pretty well thought out and like kind of important. I'm especially thinking about the arc of like Cloak of Darkness and Lair of Grievous with like Luminara and Ahsoka on the ship, and then the Lair of Grievous one. Like those especially are well thought out. This one, they don't really explain it very well. Like Anakin is there as like bait, but Obi-Wan goes to like save him. So it's like, well, Obi-Wan just snuck his way onto the ship to save Anakin. So why didn't they just both sneak their way onto the ship? And then, well, I will say Obi-Wan looks really cool in his spacesuit costume, though.
Mm-hmm.
So he finds Anakin, and then he's like, okay, where's Dooku? And Anakin's like, I don't know, but I know he's on board. And then they walk down the hallway and open the door, and there he is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, this is like just dumb. Like, like I get that this is just the beginning of the episode, and it's the setup to get to the actual episode of like him and the pirates, but dumb. Like,
I agree that their plan makes no sense.
And then and
it makes Anakin look really bad, I think. And even Dooku's like, oh, Obi-Wan, are you always going to be saving Anakin like this? Yeah. Which, continual problem that appears every now and then in these episodes. And I feel like this episode is a good example of it, even though overall I do like a lot of the little moments in this episode. But Anakin's characterization, like, will very often feel off. Like, it'll be fine for a couple episodes, and then like one episode it'll be like, I guess for like whatever narrative purposes they needed to like steer the ship, they've like completely change his perspective or like how he carries himself. And then I don't know, it's always really weird with him specifically.
I agree. They don't quite know how to like toe the line of wanting him to have those seeds of like, oh, he's got like a little dark side to him, but also be like a funny, cool guy, like
Yeah.
main character type guy for a cartoon. Like that definitely gets better. They kind of lock down Anakin in a much more satisfying way as it goes on, I would
Okay.
say. Um, but I agree with you. Uh, I'm kind of going like beat by beat through the episode, but a really cool moment, even though this is silly in and of itself, Dooku escapes by the thing he's sitting on just kind of trapdooring and he falls down a big slide.
Yeah.
And then Anakin's like, I'm going to go after him. And Obi-Wan's like, I'll cut him off. Whatever. I guess it's good to establish like Anakin's the headstrong, like,
They literally
not thinking-
always do that when it's Anakin and Obi-Wan. Though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will say it's kind of like a little tired. But,
Yeah, you're right.
But okay, ring the character bell. That's okay, I guess.
What I do like is the really cool moment where Anakin's sliding down after him and Dooku uses lightning on him while they're sliding away from each other, and then Anakin is blocking it with the lightsaber. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's pretty cool. Then they all kind of like escape and they shoot down Count Dooku's ship.
Wait, can I just say also, it's a little silly to me. Like, Anakin gets a little tripped up with the slides. Like,
Yes, because they come to a part where the slides just split in two.
Yeah,
and
and
then
I-
he's like, this one or this
I
one?
don't know how it confused him so much.
I know.
I was like, I thought I missed something watching it, where like Dooku played some trick or something.
I
but-
think they tried to establish it in the directing that the lightning was like taking up all of his vision at that moment that he missed which one he went down.
Okay, that makes more sense to me. I was like, you're Anakin. You look so moronic right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Jumping down his slide after him and then like getting lost when there's two paths.
Yeah, for real. And that's another thing of like the Force can't like help you out here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they shoot down his ship. They go onto this planet and like. Okay, so the main thing that bothers me about this episode, well, both of these episodes with Dooku, is we were talking about it before, how Dooku has not shown up yet other than on just holograms and being like the presence behind Grievous,
Yeah.
really. And I thought they were doing a really good job of making it like, okay, like Grievous and Ventress are kind of like always in the field. And then like Dooku is the one behind the scenes. At least that's what everybody thinks. But really, like Palpatine is the one behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They're setting up like Dooku is like the main bad guy, at least in the minds of the Jedi. We finally see him actually, and like this is what he's doing. He immediately gets captured by like pirates, and there's like this part where so he's like talking to them and they're kind of like, oh, if you pay us, we'll like ferry you to where you need to go. And then they stab him in the back and, capture him, take his lightsabers and stuff. And there's a moment where he's standing there and they're all surrounding him and they all like point their guns at him. And he's like, oh, you think I'm not powerful just because I don't have my lightsabers? And they're like, no, but you're still like super outnumbered. It's like, bro, like, I'm sick of seeing that where like 20 weak guys surround someone who Dooku is like supposed to be more powerful than Obi-Wan one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Like Yoda, like he's like on Yoda level of
Yeah.
powerful. And he just takes it. There's no plan. There's no like, oh, I allowed myself to be captured because I'm trying to like get something else out of it. He just gets captured there. And I'm like, bro, kill all of them right now. Like
Yeah.
lightning all of them right now.
I think I wrote down in my notes there, like, just fry them or something there, because I
Yeah.
did want him to do that.
It's
I will say,
frustrating.
though, I think they're, I don't know, maybe the episode isn't really that constructed as well as I am giving it credit for, because I'm like, okay, part of me thought that Dooku was like playing into it to some degree.
Same.
But then they had the scene where it was like when they show Palpatine that they caught Dooku, which is also funny.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's shy, he's like embarrassed, he's not talking right now,
Mhm.
and like Dooku's like, it's like very weird. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I guess that he really did get captured.
I know,
But-
that's what I was thinking too. Like, oh, okay, he let himself get captured because he has some machinations he's working on, but like, not
Yeah.
really.
And I will say, I also do see your point later on in the episode of like Obi-Wan, Dooku, and Anakin, like when they're all stuck together and interacting.
Drives me crazy, actually.
Because I mean, like, when you explain it like that, where it's like, okay, he's the guy behind it, and he's kind of like their Palpatine figure. And I think, like, okay, if I take him out of that and I put Palpatine in that scene, like, yeah, I would hate that scene too.
Yeah.
So I kind of see why that doesn't work for you.
Yeah, the second half of the story, the second episode. Phew!
Bless you.
All right. First of all, super like unfocused. It wants to be about like Jar Jar, but it's also about Anakin and Obi-Wan escaping with Dooku from this pirate
Yeah.
thing.
Didn't you love every cutback to Jar Jar though?
No, I didn't. Also, Phil Lamar, great voice actor. Terrible Jar Jar Binks. I hated the way he sounded in this. But this is what pissed me off the most about these episodes is that yeah, you've got Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Dooku all trapped together, and they're like doing like you've seen this kind of thing before, where like the good guy and the bad guy are stuck in the same place, and they don't like each other, but they got to work together.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, but not with him, not with Dooku. Like, this is something that like Newt Gunray would be good for. I know we just saw him in the previous episode, so that wouldn't work, but like that level of villain. And it really pisses me off because it's such a good opportunity for actual interesting exploration of like Star Wars stuff. Because they almost get there too, because Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones, when he was captured and like up on the thing that Dooku's on in this episode, like that's when Dooku goes around and tells him like the whole thing about how the Senate is corrupt and like, hey, you should leave the Jedi Order because they blindly serve the needs of a government that is using them in a corrupt way, and you guys are just like police officers essentially at this point, and like, you know, all this stuff. And like, okay, awesome, that's like some of the coolest stuff we get. And then here they're all three trapped together. This is presumably the first time Obi-Wan has seen Dooku from this, the guy who was Qui-Gon's master, who Obi-Wan probably has a lot of like personal feelings towards.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
They're just bantering and like getting on each other's nerves, and it's like, bro, like this is an opportunity where they're all trapped together for him to be like, hey, like, why did you leave the Jedi Order? Like, or to have some kind of interesting conversation about like their own politics or belief systems and things like that. And they just don't do that at all.
Man, that is a really sad missed opportunity now that I think about it. I mean, it'd be really nice also to have Anakin as an audience to them both talking about Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
And sort of their experiences with him and like the diversion of that path. But that is, see, I wasn't even thinking about all those things. And to me, I think kind of, it is a trope you mentioned, but I think it's just a trope I like, where it's like the villains have to work with the good guys.
I like it too, most of the time.
Probably stems a lot of the stuff that I like from X-Men. Because like, very interchangeable there, who's a good guy and bad guy, depending on like who's writing or what the storyline is. So that was fun for me. I was like, oh, I just like the comedic riffing that these guys are doing, which like, yeah, is like very stereotypical and tropey. But again, it's a trope that works for me, so I'm just like, this is fun. I like it. And I like them like showing off their Jedi abilities to each other, you know, like the most impressive and whatnot. But I do see all your points though.
I don't even like hate all of that stuff. Like, isolated. And if you think about it more in the way of, okay, these are all written by different people, like each kind of arc or whatever, written by a different person, like there's going to be some inconsistency in characters. And you think about it more in like that comic book way, then it's not so bad. It's not like ruining future things. But in my ideal world, you know, if these things are all like canon or whatever, then like we need some like consistency, and we need. I just don't think that's how Obi-Wan would interact with Dooku if they were trapped in the room together.
Yeah, I also do think it probably creates a bit of like a longevity problem with the series, because now it's like any interaction Dooku and Obi-Wan have after that, it's kind of like I feel like you can't go back and readdress the stuff you did not address, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they had the kind of quiet moments there to do it and didn't. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how those two interact again in the future.
For sure. I'm gonna like keep an eye on that too, because I can't think of when the next time they see each other is, but I know they do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but yeah, like I already said, it's just like a missed opportunity because, like you said, they are forced to just be sitting and talking to each other. Like they can't be fighting right then, so they could have had a pretty cool conversation. But
By the way, you know what's also really like silly from and it was like I was like, okay, this is one of those like don't think too much about it. It's cartoon things, plot wise, is when they're like, okay, we need confirmation that like the hologram was real and they actually have Count Dooku. So we're gonna send over our two Jedi's.
yeah,
And Anakin and Obi-Wan are like very intelligently like this could be a trap. Like it could very obviously be a trap actually. And it'd be very easy for someone to trap us like this. So that's our concern. And they're just like, nah, that's okay though. You have to go.
yeah,
And it's like, holy shit, this is such an easy way to kill Jedi if like truly that was as nefarious a trap as they thought it was, which I mean it was kind of a trap. Yeah.
Sorry, I got blood in my nose, but I agree.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Okay, and
then what?
another thing that really bothers me about this, you mentioned this briefly. The end of the first episode, Hondo like invites Obi-Wan and Anakin to join them in like this banquet,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, you will need to have some drinks," and then Obi-Wan's like, "Anakin's got to fly later."
Yeah.
Like that was fun, but then we see that, you know, one of the Weequay pirates like puts some powder in the drinks, and it's like, okay, obviously they're trying to like poison them and put them in a cell. And Obi-Wan and Anakin have the drinks. They know that they're poisoned, and they do this move where they like quick sleight of hand switch them with the guys next to them. And this is the only reason why I'm even bringing this up is because they make a point in the episode. Like, that's a scene. Like, they pull it up, they kind of smell it or look at it, they know something's wrong with it, and they swap it so that they don't drink the poison one. Okay, then the episode ends. Then the next episode begins with them waking up in the cell and being like, whoa, we didn't even drink that much. And then Obi-Wan's like, well, we must have clearly been poisoned. And it's like, wait a minute, but literally the last thing you did was be fully aware that they were trying to poison you and do something about it. And then now you don't even acknowledge that at all in like the next moment.
Dude, that's how poisoned they were though. They got so poisoned.
But they did, but they drank.
But then they forgot about it. They got so poisoned they forgot.
But they drank the other guy's
No.
stuff.
Mm-mm.
And those two guys passed out immediately and were on the table at the end of the episode.
All the drinks are poison. Every drink there, poison.
Okay.
I wish I was one of those fans who just like, tries to fix all everything.
I mean, it's a silly thing to like complain about, but the only
No, it's fair. I mean,
like they made a point to show that in the episode.
Yeah, that's like a big enough thing if you have a scene dedicated to it. So
sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Runny nose.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were just lazy with these episodes. Maybe These were the phoned in episodes.
That's what it felt like. Well,
Man, they don't make cool like advertisements like this anymore that you can tangibly get your hands on.
no, they really don't.
Well, please tell your mom I said thank you as well.
I will. Oh yeah, in the first episode, they fight a Gundark in the cave.
Oh,
That was the
yeah.
whole part of this.
Oh, without their lightsabers.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That was,
Hit by a rock.
yeah, that was kind of fun. What Obi-Wan's was like glitching out when he was smacking it.
I have to say though, the episode again threw me off in the beginning because I thought we also were like, because you had mentioned something about how we'll jump around in time, and I was like, oh, this must be like a very early on episode, like flashing back to when Anakin was like much more a pup than he is.
That's what it felt like to me too.
Yeah, because but then I was like, oh, Ahsoka's there and everything, and
Right.
So it's not, but he was weird for me in the episode, so that was part of it, you know, all that stuff in the cave and whatnot.
And like it starts to become confusing when they're like, oh well, I'm not a master, and then Obi-Wan's like, this is why you're not a Jedi master, and I'm your master,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah, and then it's like, but also Anakin he's not like the rank of Jedi master, but he has a Padawan and is a master to her.
Yeah.
So like, what are you talking about?
I know, it like really took me out of it. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah,
Like,
it's weird.
where are we?
I know.
Yeah. I also really disliked Ahsoka in that moment when she comes and saves them from the cave. She was really annoying. I don't know. She's not grown on me yet, like in the way that I've hoped she would.
No, not yet. I still have faith that she will.
Mhm.
She is still annoying to me too in these, but
What else?
But we mentioned it briefly, but the ending of Dooku finally escaping is really cool. There are these two pirates in his way of getting onto one of their ships and escaping. He force chokes one of them into the air and then forces him to shoot the other guy and kills both of them. And I'm like, okay, like, right, like that's what he can do.
And the other guy was like confused in that moment, like what was happening, which was a great little touch.
Yeah.
It made me think, I was like, oh man, like maybe he does, but I wonder if this guy like knows about Force users or even understands like what exactly is happening, right? Or knew it was that powerful. Even if the Force did exist.
He's probably like heard of it, but never seen it used like that before.
Just
like,
a really cool moment, I thought. Like,
yeah.
So, because I was like, man, it's funny how like sometimes little lines can like illustrate the horror of like what is actually happening on screen when like these characters are doing these things. Like that is pretty terrifying. Like your friend being choked out in front of you, then like him aiming his gun at you and he's getting shot. Like, oh.
And it was I think edited and filmed, quote unquote, in an effective way too, where it sold like the whole pacing of that sequence like sold the intensity and scariness of it, I think.
The other reason I mentioned the episode being dark though earlier, I wasn't even thinking about that moment. I was thinking about just seeing the dead senator. I was like, the shot of like actually the pilots we learned died, but like they're kind of like in the wreckage, so you don't really see any body or anything. But the senator is just like this lifeless, dull looking body that they just show you, and it's like, oh gosh.
And then they have a little burial for him. I forgot about that guy. Yeah, we haven't even talked about the Jar Jar part of this at all, which there's not much need to really, but
it is, if you're those clones though, that is a horror situation where the senator gets killed and Jar Jar becomes
he's the highest ranking guy. Yeah. But then they go send him out to be a bait for stuff.
They're like, you have to do this, Jar Jar. And Jar Jar's like, yeah, okay, I guess, because it's what the senator would do too.
Yeah.
And they're just plotting to use him. It's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, that was a good part.
You know what else I liked? Small moment earlier back in the cave. I like them using the lightsabers as torches. And like light sources, actually.
And the blue bloom around them was really nice. Yeah, I agree.
It was cool to see that. I was like, man, lightsabers have utilities that we don't always see them being used for. And that's cool to see that.
I agree. If you play Jedi Survivor video game, the one with Cal Kestis, the red-haired Jedi. That's part of it. You got to use your lightsaber as like a flashlight.
Am I able to play that now? Is that one open and available to me?
Mm,
Or is it touching on Disney stuff?
it does a little bit.
Damn,
Yeah.
okay. All right, I've got too many games right now. I got to play anyway.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be like upset if you played it. It's not too much, but there's some concepts that are from the Rebels cartoon and from the Rogue One movie that come into play in there. Yeah, and you've got plenty of other Star Wars games to play right now.
Yeah, I know.
But if you ever were like, I have to play this, like, go for it. I don't really care.
No, I mean, I think Knights of the Old Republic is going to take me like 6 months to get through.
Yeah, it's a long one.
And then I just started Jedi Academy, as you know. Yeah. I'm a Rhodian. Pretty cool.
That's cool. I was a Twi'lek girl.
Yeah, I think I saw you streaming it when you were playing it on TikTok.
Red Twi'lek woman.
Yeah, and I thought I was going to have to play as a Twi'lek woman. So
you don't have to.
Yeah, I realized that was your choice in that moment. I realized. Mm-hmm.
You can be a Keldor if you want.
That's cool. You were breaking Twi'lek stereotypes,
Mm-hmm. She's an independent.
Yeah. She didn't dance at all.
No. Yeah. I mean, unless you count some lightsaber acrobatics.
Well, I don't count that. And Sakura also breaking Twi'lek stereotypes. I love to see a Twi'lek thriving.
Well, that's kind of her whole thing is like people get mad that she doesn't wear the right Jedi robes and stuff, and she's sort of like this. And this is all retroactive stuff. Obviously, her character design is like to be sexy for the audience, but later writers have justified it as her being like, well, Twi'leks are always used for like this sort of like strippers or slaves, honestly. And so she's like trying to re-empower the image of a Twi'lek in that way, I guess.
All right, hey, so I was onto it.
Yeah. And unless you have other stuff about those first two, that's a good transition to the
oh my god, have we not even talked about the next two? We didn't even touch those, did we?
I mean, we talked about the lemur leader's politics for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Let me just make sure. Oh, I think it's very funny, the little Yoda appearance in here, where it's just, he's basically like, yes, Dooku's lightsaber, that is. And it's like, okay, that was our Yoda line, just to confirm that is, in fact, Dooku's lightsaber.
Well, if you remember, Yoda fought him, so he would know.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Recognize that I do from my fight with Dooku.
On Geonosis it was.
Yeah.
Not so long ago. Yeah, that was... it was funny to see Palpatine be like, oh, cool.
Yeah. I just wish, like, we could do some, hey, George Lucas would love it, some Shakespearean asides there. I want to see a little soliloquy from him right there, see what he's thinking.
Iago-style soliloquy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
No, I mean, the prequels are super Shakespeare-inspired for sure.
I'm surprised there's nothing like that.
No, that's a good point. All right, well, the next two episodes we got Jedi Crash and Defenders of Peace. In these ones, the Jedi crash.
They do.
And then they defend peace.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Those are accurate titles. I will say so
the last one could have been called Jedi Crash, though, too.
Yeah. They also crashed.
Yeah.
Directed by Rob Coleman. The first one, Jedi Crash. He is the guy who did visual effects for all the prequel movies.
Oh,
so that's cool. And it's written by Katie Lucas. Very interesting. This is George Lucas's 20-year-old daughter who wrote this episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
The lineage of Lucas.
And she will write a couple more. She's background characters in Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, when it's in your blood, it's in your blood. And from these episodes, let me tell you, she's got Star Wars.
Yeah, she knows it. She knows it.
No, okay, that's me. I'm sorry.
It's not terrible or anything
it's not.
like that. And then we've got Jennifer Hale, who does the voice for Ayla Secura. Guess what? She is the voice of Bastila in Knights of the Old Republic. And also Jean Grey in X-Men 97.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. And Madeline Pryor, or was that a different
Yeah,
voice
yeah,
actress?
and
Okay.
Madeline Pryor. Yep. So I was gonna say about this one, the opening of this is like some random battle happening where Anakin and Ahsoka are trying to help Aayla Secura get like escape from some
Yeah.
battle. It's kind of cool, but I felt like the editing of it was very strange, and it was hard for me to like keep track of what was going on. However, I really like the idea of them getting into this ship and someone dies, and it's like, oh my god, the hyperdrive is going off, and they're like docked inside a ship, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Something like accidentally going into hyperspace while it's like inside another ship, and it would just like blast it in half
Yeah.
or something. Like,
hmm
that's kind of cool.
Also, I like the way, maybe it doesn't make too much sense, but the way they boarded by basically crashing into
Yeah.
the ship was like pretty cool.
The gunship just like falls right into this little hole.
Yeah, and then Ahsoka just popping out of it was funny to me. I was like, oh, okay. I guess like this is a pretty smooth landing for them, but
Yeah. They just jump out like nothing
Yeah.
happened. But oh yeah, and then even not to jump back too much, but in the previous episode we saw a little bit of how the inner mechanics of those like drop ships work, where the pilot of the ship that Jar Jar and the senator were on, like he comes down in like this little
Yeah.
elevator thing, and
That
then
was
Jar
cool.
Jar gets in there and it goes back up. I'm like, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I like seeing the technical inner workings
You
of
have
the
to
ship.
get out of the cockpit, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. And then yeah, this sequence I do like whatever general like droids sending the super battle droids and them ripping open the cockpit and Anakin having to like help the pilot in the cockpit and everything. Like that was all pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then yeah, they crash on this planet called like Meridon or something, and Anakin's pretty badly hurt from something that happened on the ship. And
Well, yeah, which by the way, made me think. I was like, man, when you're a Jedi, they really, and I'm sure they do, and I'm sure a lot of these in their educational systems innately have some of this stuff built in. But like, they really need to focus more on physics, you know?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't know if Anakin knows like the max pressure that he can exert with the Force. But I was like, okay, if the fire is like strong enough to bring down the metal like casing of the walls and everything,
yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna be okay. And he wasn't, but hey,
No, you're right.
But it was kind of funny.
You know, he's headstrong and
Yeah. It was cool him force pushing everyone else into safety.
Yeah, I did like that.
Yeah.
And then I also love how like pragmatic Aayla Secura is. Like it is, we do get some pretty good consistency with that of the Jedi Masters being like super pragmatic, because she immediately is like, no, Ahsoka, there's no time to get Anakin, we gotta go. And she's like, he's right here, like I'm gonna save him.
Yeah, I know. Coming from her too, who later on she says she also struggled at some point with attachment. But look at her now. Is that the height of what you can expect from a Jedi?
I mean, in their minds, yes.
Yeah, that detachment, that complete. I liked Ahsoka's point also about like building compassion, being detached from people, being like kind of an opposing idea.
I always think that's cool when they actually address like the hypocrisy of the belief system and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we're supposed to be compassionate towards everyone, but we're not supposed to get attached to them. Like, how's that possible? And Ayla is like, well, you just have to let go of personal connections and things. And it's like, okay, so she doesn't really have it fully under control.
Yeah.
She's just kind of acting like she does. But and that's cool. That's kind of how all the Jedi are, I think.
You'd be kind of a sociopath though if you were like the perfect Jedi.
Yeah, which I think they are. Like, I think like Mace Windu is a straight up sociopath.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, we get Commander Bly here, who will go on to murder Aayla Secura on Felucia in Revenge of the Sith.
And again, I told you I didn't remember that, but immediately I was like, I hate this dude so much. And do you want to know the moment that made me really dislike him?
Yeah.
So it's small too, but I guess it's a good little like character painting moment that they did. If it, got, I assume with the correct emotion you're supposed to feel towards him out of me. It was when he helps the lemur people or whatever they're called, Lemurians?
The Lurmans.
Lurmans, okay. When he helps out the Lurmans, like with a basket, he helps balance a basket. And then they offer him a fruit from that basket. And this dude, the way he takes it, he's just such an asshole about it. He takes it, immediately bites into it. No thank you, no look of gratitude, nothing. And I was like, he exerted almost no energy helping those tiny people. He just like casually tilted it back into place. They were so nice to offer him fruit, to give him their fruit for almost nothing.
You're right. You're right.
And he's so flippant about it.
I think that's cool that they, if that is intentional,
Yeah.
which I assume it is. I
Yeah.
think they put enough thought into these where little moments like that are intentional.
It was deeply upsetting.
I agree. And the clones, with some exceptions, I think Rex is a little more compassionate than your average clone trooper. But yeah, well, again, only slightly.
Yeah,
Like,
fair. They're all pretty like hardcore, honestly.
yeah, seriously. But they should be, because that's like what's programmed into their brains is they, and like we mentioned earlier, I think before we were recording, like the conversation they have when they're out in the field, and like Ahsoka's like, why won't they like fight back and blah blah blah, and like the clones are like, yeah, they're stupid. Like
Yeah.
they can't comprehend their philosophy at all, because they are fully programmed to be like, no, like fighting is good. Like we like fighting.
Yeah.
That's the only way to solve problems. Like I can't understand these idiots at all. Like,
Oh man, what does a world after the Clone War look like for those survivors? Even
very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Very interesting
I
questions.
feel like
to
that would
ask.
just lead to really. Oh, I mean, maybe some potent metaphors about veterans in there, but it would lead to some sad stories, I think.
Yeah, it's possible.
Interesting.
It's possible.
Okay, is this stuff touched on maybe in the future?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty.
Have
cool.
we? Am I just thinking of something we've already read or something?
No,
or?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
All right.
I don't think so.
All
I don't think that's been really addressed in anything yet.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what? This is just kind of like a heightened example of the real military or whatever, where like people often join the military when they feel, generalizing, this isn't everybody, but when they feel like, oh, I don't really have like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm trying to find some kind of purpose or like higher calling or something. And then like, that's what they believe in and care about. And then when the fighting's over, they don't know how to like return to regular society. These guys were literally bred to fight, like bred to be soldiers, with no thought of what about when the war is over? What are they going to do? They literally age at double speed too, so that like they can be ready to be like 20 years old and be out on the battlefield faster. So they are going to have an awful time in the future. Like, not even spoiling anything, just if you take that knowledge of,
I know. Thinking of the first clone who's going to live and die of old age. Like, oh, what a terrible life that probably would be.
They only live to be like 40 if they go completely healthy and unharmed throughout their whole life, which is unlikely because they're in a dangerous war the whole time they are alive.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks.
Oh, man. Imagine you're the last clone that was made, though, and then the war finishes.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I got some good years, probably.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but it would be scary knowing that you are you're aging double speed.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe it's a little different in the vast, like, spectrum of being in space with all the aliens.
True,
like,
they all have different lifespans.
I got some perspective because, like, I don't know, maybe a Gungan only lives 10 years. Please let Gungan live 10 years.
But Yoda lives like 1,000 years.
Yeah,
so, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And Chewbacca's like 300 years old or something like that.
Oh, wow. Chewbacca's that old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yoda has a great relationship with his people.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they've had a lot of time to get to know each other.
That's true.
Man, when are we going to see some? Maybe we do see something, but I can't think of anything where it establishes Yoda having good relations with the Wookiees. I guarantee you there's some book or comic or something that touches on that, because every single line of the movies is addressed in some way in auxiliary stuff. But
ooh, man. If we ever get the opportunity, if someone offers both of us to write some Star Wars content, that should be what we do.
Yoda befriending the Wookiees.
Yeah. Yoda's first Wookiee excursion.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Throw
a little Ewok in there.
Hey, why not? I
Yeah.
miss the Ewoks, man.
Me too. It is genuinely. I feel like it's surprising they have not been used like at all during this kind of era of Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I would have expected like just a little background here and there Ewok. Maybe there
Mm-hmm.
has been and we just haven't seen it, but I feel like no, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that did remind me though, a funny moment. And speaking of like the dark aspects of the first two episodes we watched today, when Obi-Wan and Anakin are like, "Oh, these are pretty rough guys. Like, we got to be careful." We see like a Jawa kind of like hassling one of the pirates, and he just turns around and straight up punches the Jawa in the face.
Who does?
One of the pirate
Oh,
guys.
okay.
It was just kind of intense, like
Fuck,
because
I
the
didn't remember
Jawas are
that.
so little, and like
Yeah.
just seeing him get like fully clocked in the face and like knocked over, I was like, oh damn, like,
Yeah,
okay.
felt a little bad for the Jawa.
And Obi-Wan and Anakin get like electrocuted, tortured in these too.
Yeah.
Like, and that's probably the most violent thing we've seen so far.
Yeah, there was honestly some darker stuff in these episodes for them not being like super thematically dark.
Yeah, and then in these ones, the all the clones that aren't Captain Rex and Commander Bly get annihilated by like these little griffin type like vulture lions on the planet.
Yeah. I thought they were like ostrich hybrids or something. I don't
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah.
Or like eagles and I don't know, coyotes mixed together.
They're kind of
Weird.
like wingless griffins almost.
I have to say, I feel like Star Wars, I'll say a positive and a negative. Positive, great with vehicles and mechanically how they work. We've talked about that before. I feel like they're not super inventive about like space animals, you know?
Yeah.
Usually it's just like, let's take like a rhino and a horse and like put it together. It's like, boom.
Yeah, I would agree in some cases. I think some of the aliens are awesome. Well, I guess, do you mean more like the non-humanoid
Yes.
aliens?
Yeah.
Like the
Mhm.
non-like intelligent ones?
Yeah, when I say
Yeah.
space animals, I mean things, more like Rancor level and below.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. The Rancor is cool though. I think.
Rancor's a bad example because it's cool.
No, but it brings up a good example because like we saw in the Lair of Grievous, we were talking about how that monster is kind of just like a Rancor but less cool.
Yeah.
And then in this one, they fight the Gundarks or whatever in the cave, and those are also kind of whatever.
Yeah, again, that's like a bear and a spider,
And
maybe,
like
or
a
something.
monkey,
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
something. But we do get to see a red Kowakian monkey lizard in this episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Salacious Crumb's relative, perhaps.
Oh, wow.
And that was fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, do you remember when we were talking about malevolence, how we were like, oh, this is cool, a weapon that destroys all machinery but leaves things alive. And then I was like, very soon we will see the opposite thing.
Yeah.
That kills life but leaves machines alive.
That's why I was thinking about it. I was like, why do I feel like I've already read something where it had this effect? And I was like, I feel like this joke was made already where we talked about like
Yeah.
it having the converse effect. And so, okay, that's where it appeared. So
And
that was the
I think
first
there's
time.
another one later,
Oh.
too, that does the same thing, and they act like it's a new thing.
Hey, we're kind of back to a big weapon though. That's,
Yeah.
we took a break on that for a little bit.
You're right.
Somewhat, yeah.
And this one's kind of like a smaller scale, like infantry level weapon too, not like a huge ship
And
type thing.
really cool idea, frankly. I mean, like,
Yeah, and it makes sense for the droid army especially.
yeah.
Oh, and this guy, the Nemoidian, who's like the overweight
Oh,
guy
yeah.
in charge of the whole thing. Lock Durd is his name, and he's voiced by George Takei from Star
Oh,
Trek.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have caught that, but
No, I didn't realize that either. Just a little trivia tidbit.
that's cool.
Yeah, what else about these episodes? Pretty cool stealth sequence when they are kind of like raiding the base that the separatist dropship is on. A lot of good like slicing up droids quietly and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Let's see. What do you think of Wag 2 the healer?
Oh, not much.
Not like a new fan favorite character?
I kind of like how he goes mobile. He like jumps in the air and then goes into a big rolling somersault, and that's how he runs.
First time he did that when they were going off with Ahsoka, I thought he was about to attack her because it looked a little vicious at
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
But just very quick, I guess. Oh, also, Ahsoka was annoying me in this episode too, frankly.
Yep.
And her attitude about things is just like really, really weird and annoying sometimes. Like, for example, when she saw the giant seed pods, and I know they almost fell on everyone at first, you know, and that's a little startling. I get it. But she like freaked out. She was like,
Yeah.
what is going on this planet? Like, why would anyone choose to live here when there's seed pods falling out of the sky every day?
Yeah, she literally says like, "What idiots would live here?" Something like this.
And it's like, how do you think life works?
Yeah, I don't think they like chose this planet, but I totally agree with you, and that just reminded me of another weird moment where they first land on the planet, and then Bly comes up and is like, "Looks like we're not alone," and he's got like a little piece of wood with a carving of a tree on it. And then Ahsoka looks at it and she goes, "The people who live here must live in giant trees."
Yeah.
Like, wow. Okay. And then she is wrong about that, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like sometimes like adults need to tell Ahsoka to be quiet.
Yeah, for real. Like Ayla Secura, like Ahsoka's wrong about a lot of things and Ayla Secura's right about them. So that kind of works, but they don't ever like chastise her for being wrong.
And you may remember previously we talked about it, and I forget the exact example, but I think it was with that. Is it which the traitor R2D2?
Oh,
is it
like
R4?
R3.
R3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was when R3 and she kept vouching for R3, and at the end of the episode when Anakin was kind of like, okay, see, like he was bad. She was like, oh, I never thought that. Like, I was not like thinking he was bad, or I knew the whole time, or so. I forget like how she played it off, but it was like no responsibility at all for like basically getting them in the situation, the mess they were in, and like consistently being like, no, there's nothing wrong with the droid, Anakin, you're like gaslighting him basically about it.
For real.
And again, she didn't face any consequences of that, so I don't know.
It's messed up.
Yeah. The positive moment again that I got from her was that little attachment moment, because I like if her and Anakin are going to go down that path together of like we become so attached to each other and it's going to be detrimental to them in their own specific ways. Really interesting to me.
Yeah,
really good stuff.
Absolutely.
But I would like to start getting there with her because I feel like we're not doing anything with her character really. I feel like she's just there.
Yeah, I agree. She's not really growing at all yet.
She's a quipper, you know? She's there to drop some quips with snips.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Snips and Sky Guy.
Yeah.
And Anakin being hurt is kind of just goes away, like in this one.
Yeah.
But whatever. Pretty cool, like final battle sequence though, where they have the shield generators, and then like he sends the squads, and they're like, "Oh my God, they're like advancing too far. We got to fall back into the village." And then they're like, "Oh, gonna shoot up the village and everything." Like, I don't know. I was feeling the tension of that moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It worked for
Pretty
me.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, like we mentioned before, the leader of the village is just so frustrating, where he's like, no matter what, we will not fight back, even if they are literally like slaughtering families right in front of us. We're just gonna do nothing.
Yeah, he was like, I would rather die than kill, and it was like that philosophy like doesn't make sense when like your entire village is gonna be like vaporized, you know? Like,
yeah, I do like what they're kind of getting at there about like, hey, like get the fuck out of our village, like do not bring the war here. But then the Separatists show up regardless of the Jedi being there or not, so that doesn't really actually matter.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like little things in Star Wars that would work a little better and be more nuanced and more interesting in situations like this if like the Separatists and the Sith in general were not so like comically evil sometimes.
Yes.
You know? Like if that character didn't show up being like, this is my new colony now, blah blah blah. Like, okay, like it would have been kind of interesting to see like how the leader of that village like remedied that based off his interactions with the Jedi.
Yeah.
But because he was like so overtly villainous, it was like, okay, well, we know how the cards fall in this situation.
We've kind of seen that with like every time there's like a third party and they don't know like whose side they're on, and it's like like with the Rhodian guy, Uncle Ono to Padme. It's like, oh, I'll make a deal with the Separatists.
Yeah.
She's like, they're gonna betray you, even though like her politics are super fucked up too. It's like, yeah, but these are the bad guys.
Yeah.
So
Those ones will kill you. Like,
yeah,
we'll let you starve. So, terrible choice, yeah, but, you know.
yeah. I agree. They are a little too villainous
Yeah.
to be like a believable side that you would want to take unless you are also like evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I want to be rooting for the Sith. They're cool, but there's no good cause to root for them, so I can't.
Well, they do some stuff toward that direction later in the show.
Okay,
I would say.
all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else about these?
When are we gonna get a Mace Windu episode?
Very soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You got me thinking about it because first you mentioned Tarkovsky earlier, then I was thinking of the Mace Windu cartoon. I was like, I need to watch that one. I haven't seen that in a while.
Hell yeah.
And then you mentioned him again when we were talking about sociopathic Jedi, so he's really top of mind for me.
Well, it's not going to be next batch of episodes, but the ones after that.
Okay.
He's in.
What do we have coming up?
So we will watch for next time episodes 15 through 18. We've got Trespass, The Hidden Enemy, Blue Shadow Virus, and Mystery of a Thousand Moons. Oh, okay. Hidden Enemy is cool because that's actually a prequel to the movie. It takes place the Battle of Christophsis, that is like that big blue crystal planet that they're on at the beginning of the movie. It's kind of the stuff that happens right before we see them in the movie, and that has some really cool action in it. I don't really remember the story at all, but there is one like fight scene that I've watched from that a bunch of times. So that one's cool. Blue Shadow Virus, don't really remember those, so we'll see. But then after that is the last 4 episodes of the season. There's a 3-part arc about the planet of Ryloth that is
Why does that sound familiar?
awesome.
Why is Ryloth familiar?
It has been mentioned in the Tales of the Jedi comics. It's where the Twi'leks are from.
Okay.
And now I forget his name, but the one Twi'lek Jedi.
Tonita?
There you go. Yeah. You remember he's like leading the refugees through like the sandstorm there.
Yes.
Like that's on Ryloth.
Specifically thinking about, I think that's where I'm thinking of it from.
Yeah. That's Ryloth. So there's those 3 episodes and then the finale, which is kind of leading into season 2, and it's separate from those. But the 3 Ryloth episodes are really, really good.
Okay.
I don't remember these 4 that well. They might be good. We'll see.
I want an animated Tales of the Jedi series so badly. That'd be really cool.
Well, there is an animated series called Tales of the Jedi, but it's not about those guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it is really good. It is really, really good.
No Nomi Sunrider in it, though?
No.
Is there any Nomi Sunrider appearance in, like, a cartoon or movie or anything?
No.
Damn, those are cool characters.
I know. Ulick Keldromo. I like those guys a lot.
Yeah, how do we have Jackson the Rabbit in the Lego project, but none of these characters in anything?
I guess they're not as, like, visually
Nomi's
memorable.
pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I agree.
What is his name? The big one who I thought was a bad guy at first. Who's her Jedi?
Oh, Thawne.
Yeah, Master Thawne. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's cool.
He's cool as hell.
Yeah. No, I don't think they really show up in anything else.
Ulick's brother who loses his arms all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
They do mention in other stuff more like Exar Kun and like Naga Sadao. Those guys get mentioned.
Oh yeah, wait. Nomi and all the other guys are probably not canon at all, right?
No.
Damn, they don't use them at all.
Not to my knowledge, and I'm pretty sure I remember looking at a list of Nomi Sunrider appearances just to see, like, did they use her in any, like, new stuff? And I don't believe so.
It's a bummer. I was thinking even, like, like a mention in, like, maybe there's a game where you pick up a history book and it mentions Nomi Sunrider in it or something.
They do stuff like that all the time, so it's totally possible,
Yeah.
but no, I don't believe so,
Damn.
which sucks, because she rocks.
Well, the Exar Kun stuff they use, do they use basically what happened in Tales of the Jedi, or no?
They just kind of. It's in these novels that are also not canon anymore either.
No,
So,
okay.
but every now and then, there will just be like a painting or something in the background, or like a carving in the wall or something that'll have like Naga Sadao with his big knife and his hat and everything, and it's like, okay, so
Yeah.
he happened
Yeah.
for in some context, but
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, 4 more episodes next time. You got anything else?
I got nothing else.
Me neither. These were fine, but they did frustrate me.
Well,
But the season ends real strong.
okay. I'm ready for Ryloth.
Yeah, we got 8 episodes left in the season. We'll finish this season, and then maybe we'll go back and make sure we didn't miss any like important comics from this time, or any Family Guy, perhaps.
Okay, all right.
things.
How far into this show are we? Like, percentage-wise, how?
Well, there's 6, 7 seasons.
Oh, okay. So we're kind of still scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
And really, like, yeah, I won't say anything else.
No, okay.
But we got some awesome stuff coming,
I'm sure.
I think.
More droid episodes, please.
Well, there are more droid episodes. Yep.
R2E. But droids hate nicknames.
Yeah. But R2's kind of like cool with it,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening, folks. Bye.